Hi and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the highlights from our garden in the month of April. I'm going to start today's garden tour with this beautiful shrub from next door, and this shrub is called an Exochorda. Really beautiful shrub. I love the arched branches, so it has lots of foliage. Starts off like this, if the cameraman can come a bit closer, starts off like this, and then you end up with these beautiful white flowers in April. Its next door shrub is so beautiful. I love it every year. I really do look forward to this since we've moved into the house. It just flowers its head off. It's so beautiful to look at. And it's one of those shrubs where, you know, everybody should have it. Who wouldn't want that at this time of year? Just a beautiful bouquet of white flowers. It's really lovely. It's nice as well because what you'll notice is the ribes shrub here has finished flowering. So just as that's going over, most of the flowers have gone. There's still a few left on, as you can see, but it's nice that now the white of the ribes is being replaced with the white of the Exochorda. Really, really nice combination. It looks so beautiful. Do you like this little bird bath that's hiding away here? It's nice to have places for the birds to go so they can jump in and out of the shrubs from the fence as well, and then go in for some water. Pond is looking absolutely stunning. It's had a bit of a clean a few days ago. Obviously, when you're cleaning a pond as well, and you have a garden like this and you've got your own pond, this is a wildlife pond, so there's no fish in there. It's one of those things where you need to make sure that if you're scooping any leaves out during the spring, any debris, that you then place those leaves using your little net at the side of the pond, allowing any insects to crawl back into the water. The last thing you want to do is take all that stuff and put it in the bin or put it somewhere else in the garden. You really need to allow the wildlife chance to get back in, any wildlife that you've accidentally caught. It's really, really important. But the pond's looking great, nice and clear. It's been raining last night and yesterday, and so it really has topped the pond up a little as well, which has helped. Now I want to start with these beauties. Now this is a Geum and it's called Mai Tai. What a lovely name, and just look at the beautiful flowers on that. Absolutely stunning flowers, very unusual to be honest. I love Geums. We've grown them for years and years and years. Met so many years, and they just look, this is a nice one. It's not too tall a variety, but the colour combinations there are really, really nice, and it's nice to have this on the edge of the pond as well. In case you didn't know, Geums they like a little bit of moisture, so they like to be kept wet, so in dry periods it's really good that you know, to keep them well watered as well. But they're very reliable plants, and we have another Geum actually that I can show you. Then I'll bring you back to the pond to show you a Primula that I love. This one is Geum Princes Juliana, and it's a beautiful vibrant orange. I love orange in the garden. My favourite colours are vibrant colours, so the reds, the oranges, really, really vibrant ones, and this is no exception. It's been flowering for weeks and weeks and weeks already, and look at the buds just waiting to burst open. This is going to keep us going with flowers, and we found it keeps flowering right up into the autumn as well. We're so lucky with this one. It's a really nice plant to have. So Princess Juliana, a nice one as well. Going back to the pond, I want to show you this Primula. This is Primula vulgaris, and it's a really beautiful one. So a native species, really, really lovely. And one, again, we've had it in for many years. We've had these in all our gardens, and it's just nice to have at the pond edge as well. Again, primulas don't like to dry out. They start to look dead and not very nice if they're in like desert-like conditions, and so it's nice to have this by the edge of the pond. It's just nice to look at. And next to it we have a beautiful astilbe as well. We like contrast in the garden, and because you've got the green foliage of the Geum, the green foliage of the Primula vulgaris, and we've got an astilbe here. Astilbes are damp lovers, so it's a perfect place to have it right next to the pond. I like the way it starts off with this gorgeous red foliage, and then the leaves will turn eventually to a beautiful green. So it will green up eventually, but it's a lovely start and a lovely contrast, as I say, to the other two plants at either side. I think it's lovely. Our flag iris over here, coming up beautifully. Now these will flower with beautiful yellow flowers, so they will be something that you would have in a pond. They were in the original pond that was here many decades ago, so they're an original from the garden. Moving over. Now, these beauties, this pot was made up by Paul, and the tulips are looking absolutely stunning. I love this time of year for the tulips. They look great. The tulips are Tulip Ballerina. So this is Ballerina, a lovely variety, really vibrant, and the Erysimum is Lemon Glow. Now Erysimum is something that you'll see now at the garden centre. Sometimes you'll find huge packs of them, sometimes you'll find individual plants. These are highly scented. You want these in your garden. So if you see Erysimum anywhere, and it's basically perennial wallflower, and it's something that you want in the garden, because I can't get enough of this. The reason why, that is next to the seating area as well. Thinking about garden design, when you're planning your garden, make sure that you get your scent around the place where you sat out in the garden. So if you're sat here, you want to smell some scent, okay? Because it's just nice, really nice. And these are highly scented, so these are perfect for that kind of thing. Now, our tree's doing beautifully. Prunus nigra looking great. Absolutely stunning tree. Very graceful, and I'm so proud of it this year, the way that it looks. That's looking really good. Rose of Super Dorothy climbing the fence, looking great. This is a rambler filled with the most beautiful pink flowers. However, very low on the scent stakes. It's not very highly scented, but very beautiful rose, and in summer it will just be covered, the whole fence, with these beautiful pink flowers. Over here, you'll notice something. My favourite seed to collect is from this plant here. And this used to be known, people used to call it Granny's Bonnet, or Aquilegia vulgaris. And the seeds are beautiful black seeds. They're a pleasure to collect. But these plants are amazing. They're a cottage garden traditional favourite. And they're something that you can get all kinds of varieties now as well. They're so beautiful. If you let them self-seed, they will all over the place. There's a few dotted throughout the garden on the back of the border there. Lichnis coronaria starting to come through. Look at that. It's all looking good here. And our Euphorbium purpurea just starting to show signs of life at the back here. And this is a very tall plant, Euphorbium. They don't like to get too dry, so in summer heat waves you really need to keep them well watered, but that goes over the fence literally. So that whole fence it will cover. Now, Rebecca fulgida, and this is Rebecca fulgida Goldstone. Now Goldstone, this border was recently planted up because there was a few changes went on here. There was some Helenium placed in as well, but the Rebecca has survived the slugs so far, so it's doing really well. This stuff that you see here is something called strulch. So instead of mulch, this is strulch, and apparently it's meant to deter the slugs. Well, Rebecca, when it's first coming through, we found it over the years, is well known to be damaged by slugs. Well, let me tell you something, it's doing its job, because the slugs haven't been near this. We've had lots of damp days as well, and lots of slugs in the garden. So interestingly, this strulch really does work. So far, I'm really pleased with it. Apple tree. I love scent in the garden, and whenever you've got blossom, you have scent. Very beautiful tree. I was so excited. If you remember when this was first placed in, it had been in a pot for overwintered in a pot, and while this bed was being redeveloped, and it was so sad. It was looking so sorry for itself last year, but this year it's got lots of blossom on, and we're hoping for lots of apples from this. I'm hoping it's laden with apples this year, because that'll be really great. Great for apple pies, and great to just eat off the tree as well. Give them a rinse and then eat off the tree. Alliums are doing amazingly. For those of you that these are related to, these are part of the onion family as well, by the way, alliums. So when you're touching them, you will notice the scent of, as if they're onions, a bit like chives, that kind of thing. And these will have the most beautiful flowers on. These will be a beautiful purple flower, and they will just look stunning. At the minute, you just see these little, almost like onions, but you will notice that when they come out, I'll show you again, and they will look absolutely amazing. They're perfect bulbs to have in the garden. You know, no garden's complete without alliums. You've got to admit, alliums are wonderful in the garden. I love it. Now, our Bergenia, and this one is Rosi Klose, really nice one. Lovely flowers. They're starting to go over a little bit, but still lots of flowers on there. We first grew Bergenia, and that was in the Sheffield Cottage garden, and that was already in the garden when we went there. There was huge masses of it, and it was something that we wanted to include in this garden, so we bought it, and it's doing really well. It's looking great. I love it. You can't beat it. Now, our California lilac, or Ceanothus, Italian skies, it's got all its buds on. Now these will break open during May, going into June, and these will just break open with the most beautiful blue flowers. Blue, I often say this, is a rarity in the garden, and so when you have it, it's a really precious commodity, true blue. And I think this plant, certainly, the shrub certainly sums it up. It's well worth having it in the garden. You can keep it. We had one in our Sheffield garden. It was very big shrub. We let it grow really big, but you can keep it in check. But the blue flowers are gorgeous. The scent that comes from them, I don't think is the most pleasant scent in the world, but it's nice. And more importantly, the colour's great. Most importantly, the bees absolutely adore it and will cover this entire shrub. And it fills the space. It really does. It looks great and fills the space. Now, I'm looking over here, seeing what's going on. Lots happening, so much to show you. I could spend hours going through each individual plant with you, and you know, I'm sure that for the avid gardeners you wouldn't get fed up of that, but some people might, so I'll try and keep it short and sweet. Everything's looking great over here in pots. We've got lots of signs of life. We've not lost anything. We've got a Philadelphus in here, and this is Silver Shower. Now last year this didn't do anything. It's not been touched. Yes, it's a Philadelphus. Yes, it's in a pot. It's more of a low growing variety, this one, but with the most beautiful scented. It's known as mock orange, and the idea is it's filled with this orange blossom scent during the beautiful white flowers during the summer. However, it didn't flower last year, so I'm wondering what to do about that. I don't know whether it's a root issue, its roots are restricted in the pot, or whether it's something else. I'm not sure, because it gets full sun here at the end of the garden, so I'm not sure, because this end of the garden has sun on it all day from the sun rises to when the sun sets behind, so I don't know. Tulips are looking sensational, as you can see. Now, I love this variety. Can't remember the name of it for the life of me. Really big, blousy flowers on there. I just love tulips, and the scent from them as well. It's quite a unique scent. It's just a flower scent, but really, really nice. These pots are underplanted as well with other tulips in there. There's smaller tulips coming up through there, and in other pots, there's tulips here as well. So it's all looking good. But these tulips are well worth growing. Look at that. They're the star of the show. They steal your eye in the garden. You look across the garden and you think, wow, how beautiful. They really do steal your eye. These tulips here, if you notice, have a white margin to the leaves. It's a white margin. Look at that. Very unique. Really, really unique. Look at that gorgeous colour just waiting to burst open as well. Got that white with that almost salmon pink red type colour coming through there. Really, really nice. It's a nice one, but I just love the white margins there. Looks really, really good. And we've got Euphorbia here. Now, for those of you who've never grown Euphorbia, there's all types of Euphorbia for every garden. You'll find lots of insects over these because they're not pollinated with bees or anything like that. You'll have lots of insects on there. And these are really great for any garden. There's a Euphorbia for every kind of condition in the garden, and they just look stunning. But what I will say is, if you're working with them, you're taking cuttings or you're cutting back in the spring or whatever you're doing, be really careful because they have a white sap inside, and when you get that sap on your hands or wherever you get it, or your legs if you brush past it, you can end up with red skin, so a bit of irritation going on there. It's a bit like me with privet hedges. I'm the same with privet. Whenever I cut privet, we've got some at the back here, and whenever I mess with it, certainly golden privet as well, I'll end up with rashes all down my arms and down my legs. So it's never stopped me. I just get on with it. But you know, it's one of those things you need to be really careful of, you need to be mindful. I'm looking around the garden trying to see what to show you next. So there's lots of signs of growth. I don't need to show you every individual plant, but we've got everything's coming up, it's doing its thing. The Erysimum planum as well, that's looking great. That's looking really, really healthy this year. Because last year, when it first started to come up, I was like, it's not looking that great, but this looks really, really healthy this year. So it's settled in, and this top dressing will have helped as well. Now, penstemons, this is penstemon garnet. We have a lot of this in the garden. We've grown it for many, many years. When you have penstemons in your garden, if you cut them back too early, you're going to end up with a situation where you're going to get frost, and you potentially could lose your plants. That's not what you want, so you need to be careful of your timing. Now, these have been cut back. We're up north in the UK, in England, but let me just say something. We've cut these back. There is still a danger of frost potentially, but I think we're going to be fine with these now. But if you cut them back too early, it's never a good thing. You really need to be careful, and you need to look after your plants, and basically it's worth cutting everything else back and then waiting for penstemons, waiting to do them to a certain stage. But it's something to consider. But penstemons make a valuable asset to any garden, to a cottage garden, or any kind of planting really. It doesn't have to be a cottage garden, it can be any kind of planting, but it's such a worthwhile addition. The grasses are coming on beautifully, I must say. Look, absolutely stunning. Look at that. This is Calamagrostis, and this is Calamagrostis Carl Forster. Really, really nice one. Very, very tall grass when it comes out. Another Euphorbia there. We've got more here. Lots more of our grasses here. And this one is Calamagrostis brachytrichia. And that's looking really, really good. We come over this way. I've already shown you the Geum. You know how I like trees in a garden, and we have this Sorbus. Now, last time you saw it on a garden tour, the leaves were just starting to come out. Now look at it. It's not only leafing up, but look, we've got all these beautiful buds on that are going to burst into flower, and then we're going to get lovely berries. But this Sorbus tree doesn't have red berries. It has the most beautiful, gorgeous orange berries, and it's a variety called Autumn Spire, and it's the perfect kind of Sorbus, perfect choice of Sorbus for a smaller garden. It's not as tall growing as some of the other varieties, some of the red varieties. It's quite more of a compact tree. You need to keep it in shape, obviously, but it's more of a compact tree. And this will provide food, and it did provide food for the birds over winter because they were taking those berries off. And I think there was only 4 or 5 berries left on the whole thing last year that were all squashed and not very good because the birds had taken them. So it's perfect bird food for the winter as well. Now, grass is looking great at the back over there. All looking good. I want to show you this. This is Tiarella. Beautiful plant, Tiarella. And it's variety called Pink Skyrocket. Really, really nice. Now, I didn't know this until one of the flower shows that we did. And I didn't realise it's actually really beautifully scented. And you know, I like scent in the garden, and this is no exception. Really, really nice, low growing scent. If you had tall beds, you know, raised beds, either for health reasons or just because I think raised beds look great in a garden anyway, you would get that scent more than you would from here, because here you've got to get down to it. If you had a raised bed, you would actually smell that. Really nice plants to have. As I say, this is a variety called Pink Skyrocket, doing absolutely amazingly. I love it. Just love this time of year. Another Euphorbia over there, you'll notice. This is really, reminds me of this time of year, spring, those beautiful, almost gorgeous. It's like a, I don't know what I'd say, like a acid green kind of colour. A really nice colour, that. This is Euphorbia polychroma. Really nice one, but just look at those flowers. They look stunning, they really do. Everything's settling in so well. And you know, there's one thing for sure. This philitrum here, beautiful philitrum called Black Stockings, really, really nice. Lovely tall philitrum, perfect for the centre of this bed. Absolutely perfect. It's coming on well. You can see those flowers formed there. So eventually that's going to be quite tall and lots of great flowers. We've got our Brunnera here, flowering beautifully. Perfect for this time of year. Lots of flowers on a Brunnera now. And this is Alexander's Great. So Alexander's Great, absolutely amazing. It is great as well. I will admit it. Beautiful blue flowers, very tiny, very delicate. This was never a plant that I was ever into until we did garden design and planting design, and it was something that I grew to absolutely adore over time. At first it was a bit of a love-hate relationship, but now it's things have grown stronger and I really do like it. I think it's amazing. It's a really nice plant. Now the grasses. This is Hakonechloa macra, really beautiful looking grass, lovely. Paul's favourite grass, really, really nice, looking good here in the bed. It's also had a bit of a chop over here as well, because there's another video being done about this, because it was in these two pots, but the problem was it literally was pot bound. It had nowhere to go, so it's been dug up, it's been split, divided, and then repotted into both pots. And then there's two more spare pieces as well that we can use. And we place this bench back here as well. This bench has been in the garden for a long time, for decades, but it really does need a bit of TLC. But it's a nice place to sit. It's a good vantage point as well when you're in the garden to just sit and watch the rest of the space. It really is great. Well, something I was impressed with was our monkshood. I noticed before any signs of life of any of the other perennials, monkshood was coming up strong this year. Now, as you know, some of you may know, people that have been following the channel for a long time know that this garden didn't look like this before. When you came to this garden a few years ago and used to watch our channel, you will see a massive lawn here all around me, all the way where the decking was there. You'd see a rockery there. Very, very different space to how it looks now. So things have come on, we've progressed. And what I did notice is how strong the monkshood is growing. Now, monkshood is an amazing plant if you do not like, if you cannot grow, I should say, delphiniums. Delphiniums are a beautiful plant, cottage garden favourite. They're very tall, but they're obliterated by slugs. That is not a great thing. We don't use any chemicals in the garden deliberately. All insects, creatures are welcome. So we just let the plants do their thing. So delphiniums are not the sensible option to try and grow in a garden like this. So what's the alternative? Monkshood. Really great looking plant, really great structure, a bit similar to a delphinium. It's not the same thing. It's not meant to be, but monkshood is really, really nice. The only warning I would give you is that it is poisonous, so the roots are highly poisonous. So if you're messing around and you're digging this plant up and you're splitting it, giving it to your neighbours and your family members and your friends, and you're dividing it and you're messing around with it with the roots, and then you're making a cup of tea and you're having a slice of cake in the garden, not really a great combination because they're poisonous. So you need to be really, really careful. It's just about common sense when you're gardening. There's a lot of plants like that as well, like digitalis as well. You know, you need to be really careful. There's certain things that you need to think about before you mess with. But there you go. The phlox paniculata, this variety is called Spatsum. You see a big group in there, phlox. That's going to provide great scent for this garden in August. Whereas now at the minute, you just look at it and think it's just a massive leaf. But in the summer, whoa, you're going to be, it's just amazing colour, beautiful scent. Climbing rosal on the back, doing great this year. Absolutely fantastic, doing so well. Everything's looking great. everything is looking absolutely great. We've got the sedums coming up, sedum matrona there doing its thing. We've got the geraniums coming up, and this is geranium brookside coming up there. Everything's looking good. I'm looking forward to the lobelia. This is Hadspun purple, really nice lobelia when it comes up. Lobelia as well, like it wet. So this is an area that you'd need to keep an eye on. One of my favourites, as you will know from the Wales video, if you look back over our videos, I did a video in Wales, North Wales, about Centranthus ruber, and Centranthus is one of my favourites. You see it growing in rocks everywhere in North Wales along the railway line and in other places as well. It's something that I really, really do like. I love it. I want to show you something. This is if you're interested in the latest technology with regards to cutting your grass or mowing the lawn, whatever you want to say, look no further, because you'll notice this little specimen here is the ANTHBOT, and really, really beautiful, robotic, amazing lawnmower. This one is M9, so it's the M9, and so ANTHBOT M9, and I just love it. This is its charging station. We've got a wire that goes round into the electricity in the summer house, and literally we can be anywhere. We can have this set to go on at a certain time. So it's a really great addition to our garden, and something that now, having had it, we wouldn't be without it. Absolutely amazing. And it's so easy to set up and so easy to use as well. You just map on your mobile phone. So you'd have your mobile phone when you first get it and set it all up. You'll map it, and then it'll just go and do its thing. Also, this is the robot, but this is the base, and the base is the charger. So this charges. So it's, when it's on, it's making sure it's fully charged, and then it can, the beautiful thing about this as well, it can stay out in all weathers. So it's not something that you have to take away. What I would say is the end of autumn, so when you finish cutting the grass, best thing to do is have it taken into a garage or shed or somewhere out of the way, so it's protected and overwintered. But it can actually handle the rain. It can stay out like this. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Wouldn't be without it now. And my latest thing is just to sit and watch it go around the garden. I absolutely love it, honestly. Just seeing that potter around the garden, it's like having a new little, it's just amazing. He's got his own little personality as well. Absolutely love it. So enough on that. I think that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any comments, please drop them in the comments box below. We always like to read your comments. It lets us know that people are actually there seeing the videos. Please click the like, you know, the thumbs up that you see at the bottom of the video. Please click that. Also, you'll see a hype button as well. There's a way to hype our videos and push them forward, so please remember to hype the video as well. If you've got social media accounts, or you've got friends that you think might be interested in our videos, please send them across to your friends, put them on social media, share them on your social media channels and your socials. Get our message out there as well, get our passion for gardening out there. The more people see our videos, the better. And I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you on the next one. In the meantime, take care.